What is an unsung hero? As dictionary.com states, an unsung hero is a person who makes a substantive yet unrecognized contribution, a person whose bravery is unknown or unacknowledged. Using this definition, I have concluded that Virgil Douglas Potts fits this definition to its entirety. Here is how.
Certainly the fact that he was my coach made a difference in who I am today. I think I wouldn't be an educator. I wouldn't be doing what I do for a profession if it weren't for him. It was very important to him not only that he acted that way, but that his players acted that way. And again, the metaphor for life, carry yourself with class, be an honest, upstanding person, be humble. Those are all things that he wanted his players to carry with them into life.
Hey, those kids are great. They're great. They're fantastic. Oh, what can I say?
Voice all the time, always coaching, always encouraging, always teaching.
Through present day today, the definition of hard work has faded into something that would really be considered mediocre back in the far past. Or at least the way an extraordinary man named Virgil Douglas Potts had defined it. He firmly believed that hard work was the road to success later on in life. Once quoted by him, "Do what's right," just those 3 words. And that's kind of tough sometimes today. That's a rule I found at the University of Arkansas above the locker room door one day. And that summed up my whole philosophy. I guarantee you, if you do well off the field, you'll do well on it. There are plenty of people these days who demonstrate hard work every single day. However, it's just not as present anymore. Reality has changed over the course of years. The mainstream stuff has gotten much easier nowadays due to technological advances or through different ways of research, and even to new and different jobs offered or through social media. But we must not forget the past, where only true hard work got you places in life. Doug's name should always become present in the face of hard work.
Early on in his childhood, college seemed almost non-existent because it was too much to afford. No one in his past family had ever attended college. His father was in the Army for over 30 years, so their family was always on the move. They lived all the way from Neosho, Missouri to Okinawa, Japan. But they were never stationed for more than a year and a half, so they didn't have time or the money to settle. He grew up in a very poor environment where money was hard to come by. However, his family was very rich with love. But Doug wanted to change the past legacy of the Potts family into something compelling. He was determined to make such a great change, and he concluded that the only way to do that was through much hard work and perseverance. He was the first in the family to get involved. He put himself out there, whether through choir or football. He made an effort to make a lot of friends and do a lot of things with the time and money he had. He eventually met his goal of getting to college by becoming a part of the military. So Doug joined the Navy and earned his GI Bill so the military would pay for his college.
College was a pivotal point in his life, where he ended up being a 4-year letterman in football and winning a national championship in 1961 at Pittsburgh State University, playing for his coach, Carney Smith. By this time it became relevant to Doug that he wanted to be an educator and a teacher of the game of football. He wanted to coach just like his position coach, Calvin Lane, did for him in the near future, where he will end up taking on the head football coaching position at Bolivar High School. And this was only the beginning of where his new legacy began. Doug did not coach only to win football games. He took on the job to prepare players for the future. He wanted to create much success out of these young men with much hard work and effort. His own childhood mindset had to be engraved in these student athletes. Doug was able to turn hundreds of lives around from going down the wrong path, much like his own. Doug wanted to transform these ordinary high school boys into hard-working men. So, Coach Potts made them work so hard during practice and in the classroom to demonstrate that hard work does pay off and it gets them places just like it did for himself. Coach did his job for 35 years, having great success with it. winning a lot of games just because of the hard work that was put into it, and molding the future success in these young men. Players wanted to be just like Doug wanted to be like his coaches. Through his coaching efforts, he was able to influence thousands of lives and create much success through so many men. To this day, players thank him so much for how he changed their lives. He had received letters on the daily from players and students saying that now they realized that he pushed them so hard for a reason. Everyone who knew him had so much respect for him.
There was an instance at one point where some kid was making some sort of a comment to him or whatever, and some of the older players stepped up and said, that's not how you talk to coach.
He earned so much respect that he was then inducted into the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. The Missouri Sports Hall of Fame is a special honor only awarded to the most elite athletes and coaches throughout the state of Missouri. Only a few people are inducted a year. Coach's legacy lives on in many lives today, whether from former players taking on his coaching style to prepare their own players for a real world, or to students he had in the classroom. His influence lives on through them. Doug Potts is an unsung hero for his impact and changes on numerous lives and shaping the life of many people just by having the men play football for him.
There are many, many, many examples of people, who, particularly young men, but even he coached track for years. He coached girls, he coached other sports, he taught. But there's many, many examples where people, and they've come out, since he's passed, people sending us letters and telling us stories where he did something for them that changed their life.
He was able to create much success in people, whether it be his students, players, family, friends, and even other coaches he coached alongside of him. It all started with him demonstrating hard work to himself, changing his own legacy one step at a time, to then showing his family that he is capable of anything, to then demonstrating to everyone else that he knows that hard work and perseverance is what gets you places in life. Coach Doug Potts touched many lives, and his legacy will live on through many generations.
And finally, through the definition of an unsung hero, Doug Potts made a substantial contribution to his players and his coaches that will remain with them for life.